All right, what's up, everybody? This is Rashamini. Let's see if we can. Yes. Well, if it works, it works. So, thank you for joining me. My name is Rashamini. I'm the CEO of a company called Jet Engine Marketing Corp. We are launching our first product, our flagship product called Vidulant, a B2B marketplace for video campaigns. So you can bring world class video marketing in house in as little as 30 days. You can launch global campaigns. It's going to be awesome. We have a free training program, vigilant.com/training. You can become a certified conversion marketer and learn how to do it yourself. And hopefully, we'll be able to assist you in doing it better and faster and at a very um, early stage cheaper as well. So, video marketing gets pretty expensive pretty fast if you don't know how to do it yourself. So, hopefully the audio is coming in decent. Doing a couple different things right now. Um, so for those of you who don't know, we're going live. We're using our own tactics that we teach you in a training program. We're going live onto YouTube to minimize our editing. So this is a video podcast. It's also being, you could do it a couple ways. We're using two mics right now, but it's being recorded separately um, for a audio podcast, which will also then be available for syndication. Just because we're a video marketing company doesn't mean we're going to give up audio as a way to reach our customers, but we're going to do it in our get everything. The thing about video is if you do video, you get audio, you get graphics, you get GIFs, you get posts, you get every other less sophisticated form of content. That's not the case if you just make a blog post or just an audio podcast. It doesn't mean you get the video. So, video is key. It is also king. The issue we're solving is that everyone knows video is the future. In the B2B space, which is over 2 times the size of B2C e-commerce, B2B online sales are over 2 times the size of B2C online sales. Everyone's excited about business to consumer, Amazon, um, Jet.com, and Walmart, and all the rest, right? But none of those innovations have come into the B2B side, even though it's much larger, and it's because there's many different types of buyers. In a B2C space, the buyer is, at least early on, is typically very similar. There's one buyer. One email list can go out to all your buyers, and if you segment it, you get even greater results, but you don't have to segment it to get decent results. However, in the B2B space, you segmenting isn't enough. You have to talk completely differently to people in operations than in IT, than in legal. These are very different marketing profiles and audiences. So um, you have to ultra segment your marketing, if you will, and it cannot be a general blast, or else you're not going to see much sales at all if you're lucky. So over 70% of B2B buyers look at video during their education process. They end up on your blog, they end up on search engines, and they're doing this research to find who to even talk to and then narrow it down from there. Everyone knows they need video, but over 45% of firms, B2B firms, find video too difficult, too expensive, and too complex, if you will, to bring in house. And I should say it's too expensive to go to an ad agency because they will charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars for a decent annual or year long video marketing campaign, let alone something you do for multiple years. At the same time, you have to do something. Video, all content needs to be done consistently to build. It's like a flywheel. It builds up momentum. It builds up your community of buyers around your brand, and it keeps you top of mind. And you have to do it consistently and for forever. It's your marketing. You have to do it forever. Well, the thing is, it can be super affordable to bring it in house, depending on the complexity of your product and so on, and the size of your team and what have you, and your amount of resources. It can be as simple as a smartphone and a laptop and some mics and a basic setup. Um, this then takes like a personality from the company to be not forward facing isn't even right, very public. So if you're not this comfortable, if someone on staff has to be this comfortable talking on camera to do it this affordably. The more comfortable you are talking on camera, the less improvisation, or the more improvisation, the less planning, the less editing. If the less editing you have, the less complicated equipment you need, and you can do it with almost nothing. For most companies, that's hard to do, and um, you might not have anybody that wants to be on camera. You got to find them. You got to help them out, and depending on your market, it's going to be different. There's different tactics to go about, different types of shows. At the end of the day, though, you want to provide a documentary about your company, what you're doing, why you're special, why people should care, to then read your damn white papers, right? Half the time, people just want to see if you have white papers and get a sense of how substantial you are of a company to match their needs, to then reach out and have the conversation with you, the sales conversation with you. The goal of all the marketing is to increase the number of those sales conversations, right? Especially in B2B. So um, you can bring video marketing in-house very cheaply, but most firms will have to pay a decent amount. They'll have to bring, get editors involved, and if you're going to spend a little bit of money, you might as well spend a decent money on a camera rig to invest in the long term. It really depends on the size of your business, and but needless to say, it could be much cheaper no matter what you're doing. A really complicated video setup would cost $10,000 a month in equipment and services. A very uncomplicated, and you can go down to $1,000 a month and get maybe 80% of those results. But you need to have more ability to improvise. So that's more for startups. That's better suited. Medium-sized businesses, couple $100 million, you're never going to get to the nimbleness of a startup. But $10,000, you can bring your video marketing in-house. If you're a global brand, you could do it. You could put on a, TV quality show for under 100,000 a month. Call it 100,000. People, services, technology, and ad budget. Every one of your buyers will see it. It'll be super high quality and worthy of television. And year long, you're gonna own it. And if you do that, you're gonna just crush your competition. Um, Realistically, not 100,000 is overkill. You know, if you do it well, that's if you want to do none of it yourself, but you want to hire the right vendors. Still, Vidulant will help you hire the right vendors, set up the process, track it, do all that stuff, um, but customized for you through the marketplace of services that you engage with through our intelligent dashboard that tells you what you need at what times. So, um, really exciting, because if you wanted to do it otherwise, you'd have to get a media buyer, you have to get an ad agency to manage the process. They're going to charge you a ton of overhead. If they're not giant, well, if they're huge, they have their own in-house video production agency. So you're paying for fat on top of that just by the size of their operation and the overhead. If they're not that huge, okay, you're saving a little bit of money, but then you got to still hire a video production company, or they do, and they'll manage it for you. And then you got to hire a media placement agency, and they'll manage it for you. Then you need to pay for all their equipment, but then you're going to need talent, and you're going to need social media agency to take the content and put it on social. The media buying agency puts it on mostly programmatic and banner displays. And then you're going to need your in-house staff, and then you're going to need a ad budget because it's going to be much higher because these people are not as efficient as um, a certified conversion marketer would be. That can easily turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, millions of dollars a year at the upper end, but easily tens of thousands of dollars. Even for a mid-sized business, it could easily cost $80,000 to $100,000 a month to have someone take care of that all for you externally. But you can bring that in and probably, for most people, drop it by a million, not a million, but a factor of 10. It'll be 10 times easier to do it. Vidulant lets you, it addresses immediately the biggest roadblocks and then simplifies that by a factor of 10 and should ideally lower your cost by a factor of 10. We're working on that. 5x is totally doable though. And it's a needed thing. By 2021, 80% of all internet traffic will be video. A lot of that will be streaming services, but as people go home and are used to seeing high quality video on any device, they're going to start expecting that from your company as well. And while they're being um, acclimated to long form video elsewhere, why not provide that same similar type of experience for their business settings? So you actually can connect, tell a story, and get your message across at scale to everybody that you want to reach. Because video ads are dirt cheap. Right now, in the B2C space, video ads are like 15 to 30 seconds because nobody believes they can hold your attention because they're not doing it well and they're not holding a lot of people's attention. So the bigger the ad agency, the worse they are at digital. And what do I mean by that? I mean measuring cost per lead. Whoever's doing Fortune 100 advertisement is not measuring cost per lead. They're not selling Chips Ahoy through a website. They're creating as much interest or engagement as possible so that next time you're at the store looking for chips, cookies, you grab Chips Ahoy. That's different than everybody else in the space. That's especially different for B2B brands that need the damn sales meetings scheduled. That's all they want from marketing. However, their universe of buyers is more fractured than ever and on different platforms and consuming different types of media. And the only way to reach them all is through an intelligent marketing campaign that understands the customer journey, the ideal customer journey, not the one you might see at any given moment on your broken marketing technology stack. Because a customer journey needs marketing to manage it, technology to manage it, and an ideal one needs the right sequence of events and the right, thus the technology that's well integrated. And then for you to see what's happening in real time, you need a dashboard that shows cost per lead because everything gets baked into cost per lead. All your technology, all your integrations, and if you're driving down the cost per lead, then you're stretching out your marketing budget. You're getting more efficient, and if you're doing it right, which to drive down that cost per lead typically requires you to do it right, typically requires you to talk to the right people and say the right things in the right places to reach the right people. To drive down that cost per lead means to get typically more sales, give at a fixed conversion rate from the sales team for the same budget, ad budget. And if you're not spending all your money on, the thing is, when you do it right, you bring it in house and you do it right, you need less vendors, or not to say less vendors, it costs less in both labor and ad spend. Because when you drive down your cost per lead, a tenth of what an ad agency, as little as a tenth of what an ad agency would get you, you need less marketing budget to hit your goals, your sales goals. So you increase the bandwidth of your team by automating this all with good marketing technology. You train them up on the processes they need to be doing to actually generate revenue, and then that's all gets automated through a platform like Vidulant, or semi-automated. It becomes very hands-free, hands-off, and then your bandwidth increases. You can focus on the other, all the other pressing marketing tasks. Getting leads is not enough. There's inside sales collateral or inside collateral that needs to be made. There's sales presentations that need to get made. There's, just endless things. Signage that needs to get updated. All sorts of stuff. It's hard enough doing that and traversing the 5,000 different technology vendors and picking the right strategy. If you pick it at random, you're guaranteed to get the wrong strategy. It's just there's too many ways to do it wrong and only a few ways to do it right. So a good conversion marketer knows a handful of ways that work, test for the ones that work best for the company, because it's never the same. Lightning never strikes the same way twice, and then gets on with the damn thing. But even they need tools and services to as a force multiplier. So um, you're pretty much out of luck. You're shit out of luck if you hire an agency these days. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's exceedingly rare. Very, very rare do they know what they're doing on digital. And at the same time, traditional marketing channels are becoming drowned out by digital channels and becoming less and less um, one size fits all. So you end up getting this integrated marketing strategy anyway, and you know, offline is a whole nother thing, events, trade shows, and stuff. But everyone knows half of their business is online somewhere, and they can't reach them though because they don't know where to go, what to do, how to do it. So a program like Vidulant, the intelligent dashboard, takes care of all that stuff where it pretty much sets up your marketing technology stack or sets up a framework for you to then build it, integrate it, and operate it with the apps and vendors in the marketplace. So it's a game changer. It's gonna totally help every marketer out there, and I hope it does help in one form or the other. I made a strategic decision for now anyway to offer the first course for free, conversion marketing certification, so everyone can get certified to become a conversion marketer with proof of certification, which means then they can join any marketing team, add value, hopefully, maybe get the first job if they're not employed yet. That's another reason I did it for free. And do it themselves, use some of our apps, use their own vendors, just increase the conversion rate across the board, which hopefully which is ultimately our goal, will have a measurable impact on US GDP. We want to upgrade the US economy from a turboprop to a jet engine. We really, really do. That's our overriding mission. And we think it's possible because we see a path to do it that's hasn't been done yet, but all signs point to we're it's completely within our wheelhouse to do it. Just doing it at scale. We think eventually someone's going to do it. We want to be the ones to do it first, do it fast, and do it best. So sign up at vidulant.com, vidulant.com/training, or go to vidulant.com. You'll see the training option. So one of the crazy things about the state of video marketing, this just rattling off all this stuff. This is the first episode. This has been years in the making. That 70% of B2B buyers watch video, but half of firms don't even touch video because it's too much to do, bring in house. At the same time, 80% of the internet is going to become all internet traffic is going to become video in a few years here, and all of that at the same time. And car companies, they're B2C, I get it, are spending $500,000 a commercial to only then put that on TV, but then take that and same commercial and chop it up effectively and put it online on YouTube and pay gobs of money to be on the front page of YouTube and in front of everybody on YouTube, just in hopes of showing enough people their brand, their logo, so that they can think, own more mind space for car brands in the customer's mind. They literally could spend a fraction of that cost, all in, because a tenth of the cost just in production, so 50 grand for a single episode. It would be a long form episode, and put it with another 100 grand, another 50 grand max. Okay, upper limit 100 grand. A monthly 22 to 30-minute video can be made online that would be shown and watched way more than their existing pre-roll ads. I'm talking tens of minutes, and engaged with by a large minority of those viewers, by everybody in the world that they want to talk to. You can reach them all through a company, platform, marketplace like Vidulant. But our focus isn't B2C, but surely we can. That's simpler in many ways. And so for like 10% of the cost, we Toyota can be actually selling cars through digital video campaigns versus spending 10 times more and selling none through the internet. Nobody goes to Toyota.com and buys a car or sees an ad and signs up for any special offer. I mean, like, the amount of conversions for car companies online is nothing compared to how many go to the dealer. All you'd have to do, you know, there's a couple ways to do it. In the B2C space, you have to get a little more creative about your video content because people are used to going on Netflix and Amazon and so on, and YouTube is full of great, smart creators. But, set up a garage, get whatever car Toyota wants to sell or is selling best, whichever route you want to go, and put it on some lifts and repair it, and show a different episode every month about how to do this, that, and the other. Talk about aftermarket parts. Talk about different types of tires. Do a tire review. Do a carburetor repair. Or they don't have carburetors, but oil change, tire change. Just go through the user manual and just show all the different stuff, and drive it on a track, and whatever. Show off the performance in every episode a little bit. Um, that type of video would actually build a community around it of people that like those types of cars. And if you do it just for Toyota drivers or just for pickup drivers, or um, focus the messaging a little bit, but you can then just give away from that video campaign. You can very easily build a massive email list of targeted customers that have kind of been pre-filtered by the type of content. In that case, you never know until you test it, but you could give away all of the special offers they show on TV. You could give away as coupon codes, in exchange for joining a membership site. Email list. You could launch a membership site so people can talk about this stuff in one place, versus some on Facebook, some on LinkedIn, some on YouTube, some on Twitter, etc. Not LinkedIn probably, but Instagram. You can give away repair PDFs for free. Hell, get a license from one of the repair manual companies that makes aftermarket repair manuals for every type of model of car. There's a ton of them out there, and say, hey, we'll give you the same. You can market to this group. Give us one for free, a digital version, and you can sell your paperback versions, which people love, and all your other stuff to these people. Or make one yourself that's simpler. There's a whole host of ways to convert the community into an email list, and then in the email list you sell. You talk about the benefits, the features, the stories, and you sell and you sell and you sell, and at the bottom of every email, like every other good email campaign, you put a call to action. And in this case, it's go to your local dealer and test drive, most likely, or whatever. You test a couple different calls to action, and you put it in there, and you get the sales meeting. And you set this up once, and then you just got to make content regularly. You set up the whole marketing technology stack, and an email sequence once so that it's an automated email sequence, and then you make the content. You focus most of your effort then on making new relevant content, and then you link the content to this automation system, and you advertise the content to places that you've already tested for and know your buyers are. So the ads go on automatically every time the content goes out. You just focus on making great content, and then the rest is automated, customized for you. Um, instead of instead of showing your truck, and I understand you're listening to the ad agencies. It's worked on TV. I get it. Billboards. I get it. It's not going to work. It's the opposite of the right approach for digital. As digital is there's no captive audiences on digital media. I could flip, I could with a scroll of my thumb, I could be 3 shows away from you in a half a second as far as my Instagram feed goes, or YouTube. I can scroll down and there's 10 suggested videos if I get bored of yours, and I can go on to the next one that piques my interest. Captive audiences don't exist online. You have to draw people in. You have to give them content they want to consume. You have to create a community that wants to stick around and shop from you, and which is the opposite of TV. Don't show me a 30-second video of a Toyota Land Cruiser going over impossibly large boulders and up impossibly high slopes. Show me a way to plan my next, the top 10 mountains to tour with your Toyota SUV, RAV4. Like, I'm going to Yosemite National Park in real life. Why not show me how a Toyota can get me there, how to explore that? I'm going to be on blogs doing the research anyway. Let's just say that's something that Toyota drivers do. You find that thing. And just show me that. That's far more interesting to me because it's relevant than a aspirational video that I'm never going to do. Who the hell is going to go up, whatever, Mount Rainier or what have you? No one. It looks cool, but it's shiny. There's no depth to it. Versus the top 10 places to stop on your cross-country tour with is far more interesting on a long-form scale. And most likely, just exchange the theme out or content out, and much more relevant for probably the vast majority of Toyota drivers. Or it shows them Toyota in a new light, in a new way, That's the difference. Draw people in. You're not trying to do these flashbangs to get the Toyota logo in front of as many people as possible. Okay, if that's even the goal, let's say that's the goal, ultimately, of marketing, then what would you rather have? 3 seconds of a bright Toyota logo, or 12 minutes of various Toyota logos across the screen? Right? More eyeballs, more minutes. It's a no-brainer. Less cost. Why wouldn't you do it? So that's what video marketing has to provide and offer marketers in 2021. By 2021, you better own your digital airspace, or someone else is going to, and then you're going to have to pay for more advertisement to get people to stop watching their content and start watching your content. There's only so much car content a car enthusiast is going to watch, just like there's only so many TV shows, right? The smartest play is to make a TV show with your product in it, just for your product. That doesn't even mention your product, but runs alongside ad space, or whose ad space you own effectively. If not completely, always you're in the ad slot during your own show. That's the best thing you could do. Put it on TV, put it on online, show it to everybody. You own the rights. You also pay for online advertisement. That's what we're talking about. That's what the winning route is going to be. And whoever does it by 2021 is going to own that space, because they're going to be so much further ahead than, 3 seasons of a TV show makes the TV show better. So you start now, and you're gonna get much better at what you're doing. I'm not saying you got to do a TV show, but 3 seasons. I'm just for example, if you launch 36 episodes of a show, podcast, YouTube, whatever, your 37th is gonna be way better than someone who's starting their first. So and then they're gonna have to play catch up. They're gonna have to invest more, so on and so forth. You're now bidding on it. So anyway, Vidulant.com. Uh, See what's going on in the marketing cloud. See through the marketing cloud, and um, tell me what you guys think. We are launching very shortly here. Training will be up by the end of the month. The first app will be up by the end of next month, and we're gonna take it from there. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff to announce as we get closer to it. So